Oh, I had a dream about my drone lost in them bushes by railway line. Can you imagine waking up to this? I feel sorry for Helen, I really do. She looks like an angel in the morning. Oh, it's frosty. That's the pub where I stayed last night, cracking pub. Well, that's on the inside. So here I am in Middlesbrough in Yorkshire, because yes, Middlesbrough is in Yorkshire. That can be a bit controversial with some people, but it is true, it is official. And as a proud Yorkshireman, I will claim Middlesbrough, because Middlesbrough's an amazing place. And I'll tell you why Middlesbrough's amazing, because Middlesbrough could have ruled the world. The manufacturing, the ships that they built here, the bridges, real hard working men, tough men, many who lost their lives because of asbestos poisoning, that worked in the shipyards around this area. This place where I am, I've looked on the sat nav and it's as close as I could get to what was a tower that stood just over there, and it was called the Dorman Long Tower, and it was a symbol of Middlesbrough's industrial might, its past, its history. Now, Dorman Long and Co Limited was a company that was founded in 1875, and they built some amazing structures. Even the Sydney Harbour Bridge was built here behind me. There's a list as long as your arm of famous bridges that were built right behind me here. Now, I did do a little bit of research, and I wanted to come here. I know the tower had been demolished, and it was very controversial when it happened. 2021, what's her name? I forgot. Nadine Dorries, or is it Denise Norris? That MP woman. This tower was a Grade 2 listed building, but she was determined to demolish it. And there was a lot of controversy about it, including George Clark, you know, Amazing Spaces. He was against it, but she went ahead and she demolished it. I don't know if she did it herself. I don't know if she come with like a pickaxe. I'm trying to be serious here, and there's a bloody ice cream van. So I came here and I wanted to have a moan, because she wanted to demolish it to make way for regeneration. And knowing MPs, I thought I'll come and there'll be no regeneration whatsoever, and I'll be able to have a good old moan and say, and everything rubbish. But to be fair, there's lots of regeneration going on there. In my vlog today, I'm going to have a look around Middlesbrough, like I usually do, and I'm going to go in the town centre. I've heard lots of bad stuff about it, but I'm sure, there's going to be a lot of deprivation, because like a lot of industrial towns and cities up the north, they've been just left to decline, and there's a lot of poverty and stuff. But I'm sure there's going to be some optimism in there, and what makes a place is the people, and hopefully I might meet some people today. So look at this, look where I am. Middlesbrough Riverside Stadium, and that's because it's at the side of the river, and obviously I can't remember if I've been here, if I've been to a match here, but Middlesbrough, proper football club, working class roots, before football went crap and it all became about Arab billionaires and Ponzi people throwing themselves around. So this structure at the side of the road here is called Temenos, and it's there to symbolise Middlesbrough's industrial heritage and its creativity. What do you think of that? It's all right, isn't it? I believe that it was going to be part of 5 other structures, I think, if I'm right, but they've not done others yet. probably run out of money or there'll be some excuse. And now we're going to see that in the background, that wonderful feat of engineering. I've noticed a few of these clock towers scattered around. They'll probably be Victorian maybe. There's one off in the distance there. Just noticed there's a blue plaque on it, so we'll go and have a quick look. It's the dock clock tower, dating from the 1900s. The tower contains water tanks which once provided power to operate the dock gates. The tower has only 3 clock faces, reputedly due to industrialists' concerns that workmen along the banks of the Tees would clock watch. They wouldn't do that. Can you see that? So there's no clock on the side of the tower which is facing the docks. And we know why that is. Because they can't have workmen looking at the clock, can they? They can't be clock watching, but the officers behind, all bosses and all, you know, all office people, they can watch the clock, so they can skive. So here we are, fantastic. And it's only when you get up close do you realise the scale of the thing. Let's have a look. Obviously it's closed, it's been closed a while, but what you could do, you could drive on here. Cash only. I wonder how long it's been closed. As I say, I think it's about 9 or 10 years, but I might be wrong. So when you'd get a normal road bridge, this works as a gondola type thing. So you could drive your cars on there and your pedestrians would get on there, and it would just go across on wires. It's an amazing example of engineering. Apparently one of the legs is sinking slightly, so that's why they've had to close it. So it's nice to get a little bit of exercise, that brisk walk on a cold winter morning, especially after my trip to Texas where I put about 5 stone on. I'm on it now. I'm on it. Intermittent fasting, exercise. I want to lose about 4 stone. It's never going to happen, is it, in all reality? Especially when I'm eating fish and chips. But I've got to start taking my health serious. Oh, there's a burger van there, look. I mean it this time. It's going to be hard when I do food reviews. And when I announced on my Facebook, but by the way, if you're not following me on Facebook, please follow me, because I put lots of independent, unique stuff on. Well, not independent, but different stuff to YouTube. Get following me. I'm going to do some of them giveaways as well, because that's what everyone seems to be doing nowadays. Anyway, one of my followers on Facebook recommended a local cuisine called Parma, I think it was called, and that was Elizabeth that recommended that, so thank you, Elizabeth. I don't know what it is, it might be completely minging, but I'm going to try and find it. A lot of vloggers do this shot when they're filming from inside the van or car and then they're getting in, but it's absolutely stupid when you think about it, because I've had to come in, set camera up and then go back out again, and for the casual onlooker they'll think, what's that idiot doing? But I guess I'm just trying to be creative. Right, so a bit of industry there. You can imagine this area back in the day, when did it start? 1850s, I think. Can you imagine the noise? Can you imagine the activity? People going to work and putting in a hard day's graft. Probably too hard, really, to be fair. You know, they must have worked their fingers to the bone. But, you know, it's what built Britain, places like this. And we should always remember that and never denigrate it. I'm going to head to town, but there's one more interesting thing I want to show you. Just a little, I won't say fun thing, but just a little interesting thing. All right. I am at my destination and I'm about to show you something really interesting. But before I do that, I need to send a shout out to Exeter for sponsoring this video. That's an Exeter wallet. How cool is that? But you all know I've got Exeter wallets. I've had this one for about a year. Well, I've had two. This is my second one. I've had this model for about a year. Helen's got one, my dad's got one, Becky's got one, and she's even on about getting her other half one for Christmas, although I shouldn't say that, should I? Because he'll know. Not that he watches me, I don't think. Anyway, this is the card holder, the aluminium card holder, and I will never fail to be impressed by the Exeter pop-up system. It really expresses a certain sort of charm and sophistication. So when you're at the checkout in Morrison's, a woman's just been looking you up like you're a bit shifty, and she's like, oh, look at him, he ain't got 2 pennies to rub together. You just go, how you doing? I've got credit cards. But if you do like cash, and I do normally, it's just I ain't got any at the moment, there's a money clip that clips on it and you can store your cash in it. And they do different types as well. They do a traditional leather in all different colours. I've just gone for the blue. They do like brown and tan, but it's such a premium product. The best thing about Exeter though is something called the Finder card. It's an add-on and it connects to your phone. It's like a credit card. It looks like a credit card. It's really slim and it fits in your wallet. And it connects to an app on your phone. And if you lose your wallet, you can just look on app and says, where's my wallet? And it'll show you on a map, right down to exactly where it is. Even if it's like 100 miles away. It's like the coolest thing, it really is. But you can use it in reverse. So if you've lost your phone, this Finder card's got a little button on it, and if you press that, it makes your phone ring. It's really good. I do genuinely use these products and I like them a lot. And they've got a Black Friday sale on, so if you want up to 50% off at checkout, then use my code BUYTHECURB, and I'll put a link in description and everything, and have a look. All right, let me go and show you this now. Right, I'm in a graveyard. I do like a good graveyard, and I'm going to try and find a specific grave. I don't even know how I'm going to do this. It's massive. I don't know what I was thinking. It's going to take me all day. I've seen some sort of plaque here. It's got to be this. So that was a lot easier than I thought. So this is the grave of Moses Carpenter, and he was a Native American Indian, and he visited Middlesbrough as part of a travelling, it was like a travelling snake oil salesman, and it gives you a lot of details on here. He teamed up with another guy, and he was a self-styled Indian medicine wonder who was called Sequoia. I don't know who's who, but it turned out that I don't know if I'm pronounced that right either, Sequoia, he was actually an Englishman just pretending. And they would travel all around and they would sell this prairie flower medicine and sequoia's oil. And of course people in them days would have been really gullible. But he became a hero around here. He became a real cult hero. And he would do these shows, 2 shows a day, selling these treatments. And he would also pull people's teeth and give them some medicine. Can you imagine? And then he was buried here. He died of pneumonia, and he was such a hero. There was 1,000 people attended his funeral, and there was a procession that went down this road here, and it was estimated 12 to 13,000 people lined the streets, and you can imagine that procession. So just an interesting little story there for you. Anyway, I'm going to head into the town, I think, but there's a museum. We'll have a look at that, the Dorman Museum. And that's not a museum about security guards. It's about the Dorman Long and Co Limited that I talked about earlier. And what happened, the guy that owned that would have been very wealthy, and his son liked to collect things, but he was sadly killed in the Boer War. So to commemorate his son, he sort of opened this museum, and we'll go. I don't know how much of that's right. I've not got good memory, but we'll have a look and we'll see. It'll probably tell you inside, won't it? Looks nice. Hi. Yeah, am I right to just have a quick look? Thank you. So there is a model of the transporter bridge, and that's the gondola. That's an old telephone switchboard. Probably get a better reception on that than you do on mobile phone now. Wow, check this room out. This is amazing. I bet these are all the original collection from the guy's son that used to collect stuff. I bet these are what he collected. I mean, obviously it's really sad, but it's interesting. So many different types of birds. So we've got some of the original rules for this museum. I like this one. A person shall not, to the annoyance of any other person, engage in audible conversation in any room in the museum. Some famous people from Middlesbrough. Thelma Barlow, Wendy Richard, Chris Rea, Christopher Bell. What were he in? Don Revie and Brian Clough. They were best mates. So that was a really quick look at the Dorman Museum, which is a free museum and it's quite interesting. Lots of history and heritage from Middlesbrough. You could probably spend an hour or so in there, but of course I've not got that time because I'm going into the town now and I'm getting a little bit peckish. So I feel like I need to be getting some of that food, what Elizabeth told me about. Is it Parma? It don't sound right, Parma. I keep wanting to say Parma ham. Right, I'm here. I need to find out where you pay. Here we are. I was trying to pay then, and then I just realised you pay when you go out. Right, so I need to remember where I am. I'm next door to Boots. Right, we're here. Where do we start? I think I've seen the town hall. I think it's just down here. This looks like it. Let's have a look at that. Now, like Darlington, I've never been to Middlesbrough. So I don't know what to expect. Like I said online, there's a lot of sort of bad stuff about it, but we're not going to let that prejudice us. I did drive down a street to get here and it was absolutely full of, you know, like kebab shops and just boarded up, and that weren't so nice. Anyway, is this the town hall? Just people sat around. I don't think I should be in here. It says crypt. Is this the crypt? Oh, no video recording. It says police cells down here. Let's have a look. I'm having a look round, is that alright?
No. Who's authorised that?
Nobody.
Right.
I've just
can't
come
have
in.
you walking
You
around
can't.
rather than when I've got people in
Oh,
here.
is there?
Yeah, I've got people in here actually working.
Right, I'm
can't
doing...
just come in off the street and start walking around the place, mate.
Can I have a look at the police cells?
Not really, mate. No.
Can I? Alright.
We've got events, we've got safeguarding in there.
Alright, no worries, no problem. I'm not allowed to go in the town hall. And you find that in most places, most towns I've gone in, they say, you can't look round. There's always a reason why you can't look. But I need to look into that because I don't want to be one of these people that goes around aggravating everybody. But I think you've a right to look around your town hall, haven't you? I'm going to look that up. But honestly, probably the last 4 towns I've been to and I've gone in town hall, there's always a reason why you can't look. They'll say, oh, there's this happening. So that is the town hall from what you've seen of it. Interesting thing, when you look at some of the bands that have played in there, some huge bands like Arctic Monkeys, Oasis, David Bowie, and my favourite, 1937, Rachmaninoff played in there. I think he played 1937 and 1939. How's about that then? And now we've got this place, this is the Empire. There's not much going on there. Right, I need to have some plan here. I need to find some sort of marketplace. Surely there's a market, and I need to get some of that food because I'm starving and I'm going to get a pint.
You'll be dying all day, man.
So it feels like the centre's going to be down this way. There's more crowds. Is it around there? I don't know. Is there a market hall anywhere?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I'm not from around.
You know, me neither. Got a flannels, that's... Doesn't he own that now? Sports Direct. I believe he does, that's why it's next to that. And House of Fraser across there. I bet he owns most at town centres. Let's have a look this way. So that's a lovely old building there. The Masham Hotel. Right, what way to go? So there's a shopping centre there. And I think there's something down here as well. I'm not seeing any food places other than kebabs. There's something here. Jean's Kitchen. I wonder if she does it. Parma. Let's have a look. Oh, there's a cafe there. So according to that, it's like a breaded cutlet of chicken or pork with a cheese sauce. Sounds nice. Get on that TikTok. There, they've got some. Sorry, I'm talking to myself.
Oh, that's alright, it's allowed.
Do you know where I can get that? But cooked to eat now. I need to try some of this Parma. Where can I get some cooked though? In any cafe that does it? Do they? Alright, I'll try that. £9.50.
Enjoy it.
Thank you. Right, there's a cafe in here that does Parma. He said it was £9.50. I'm not even hungry. Parma, £9.50. And free tea or coffee. I've come to try your Parma.
Oh, I'm just getting the Parma.
Right. Where do I order it?
Just here.
Alright, thank you.
One second.
It's alright, look.
Just sit for the...
I could have it with salad instead of chips.
They do take about 10-15 minutes.
That's alright.
They come with chips and salad.
Alright, I've come a long way to try it, so I can wait for 10 minutes. And a cup of tea,
Do you
please.
want garlic with it as well?
Oh, yes, please.
Anything else?
That's it, love, thank you.
Do you want like a drink?
Cup of tea.
With a tea or coffee.
And number 18. So yeah, it's like a chicken cutlet with cheese. This seems to be some like mint type mayonnaise sauce and some chips and a bit of salad. It's nice. It's quite gooey. but I like it. I like it with the mint yogurt. That really adds to it. It's just basically a breaded chicken breast with cheese on it, but it is nice. Chips. Well, that was beautiful, and that was Jean's Cafe. I recommend that. Really hearty meal, and that's in Dundas Market in Middlesbrough. Right, let's have a proper look at the town and get a feel for it. See what kind of shops that they've got. Is that the main Christmas tree? That's a bit depressing, isn't it? Surely that's not it. There's got to be a bigger tree. I mean, that's embarrassing. That's a bit disrespectful, that Christmas tree. They may as well have not bothered. I mean, I'll have a bigger one in my van. I always look in cakes and I've never ever bought anything because it's sometimes cheaper to buy it new. I don't know, I just like to look. I like to look at cameras and stuff. But they're so expensive. That's a nice looking little cafe, isn't it? There's another Kex here, literally a couple hundred yards from last one. It's like they're taking over. It's like being back in America. I don't know about all this bit, it's a bit... Oh! Well, that's a better Christmas tree, but that's not council, is it? That'll be this shopping centre. If it is a shopping centre, is it a cinema or something? Let's have a look. It's only half. I'm cutting down. So, as if by magic, I've transported into a pub, the Twisted Lip. Hello. Completely ignored me. So how long you had this place?
11 years.
Have you? Big shout out to Gareth, one of my subscribers, who I was just walking through town there and he come up to me and he took me for a half. He offered me a pint, but I said, no, I'm trying to cut down, Gareth. So I had half, and he said, let me take you to this pub. What were it called? Twisted Lip? Yeah, it was called the Twisted Lip, and it was a small little independent micro pub, and I was chatting to the lady that owns it. Absolutely lovely pub, good prices, fantastic selection of beers. So yeah, go in there and support him. So I'm here with Turbo and Gareth, isn't it? Yeah. What's your story then?
I brought up in Billingham. Long story short, I got on drugs when I was 15 years old. I'm 42 now.
Yeah.
One day I was
I'll
on...
be back in a minute.
All right. See you in a bit,
Yes,
Turbo.
see you in a bit.
All right.
Stop that, please. Thank you. 1 minute, I'm going to the Olympics. Then training off school. My big brother was 12 years older than me.
Yeah. What do you mean you're going to Olympics? What was that about?
I field hockey goalkeeper. I was a
Really?
goalkeeper 2 years old me. So when I was 14, I was playing 16.
Yeah.
When I was 16, I was playing when I was 14, I was playing at 16. It's just a but he's a good man though.
Yeah.
That's one thing I'm glad I never got on was alcohol.
Really? So you're clean now, you said, don't you?
Yeah, I've had heroin. I've been on heroin for 8 years, but I had to go just over 2 years ago when my mum died. I had about 3 days on it.
Right.
Never touched it since.
And you've moved to Middlesbrough to sort of get away from...
Getting that because Billingham, where I'm from, has got no infrastructure, as in homeless. You can't sleep on the street in Billingham to send you to Stockton, where they put you in the hostels, where all the buildings are owned by, I'm going to get shot for saying this, but I don't care, the people who were really doing the crime.
Yeah.
And the New Walk, like the hostels around Middlesbrough, they're New Walk and all, but they're run by the council inside, but the people who own the buildings are different people, and it's in your face here. Like last night, just here, someone getting smashed up over crack, like you know, one firm against another, and it's getting dangerous. Like when you're homeless and you're on the street, people kick you in the head, assault you, like taking your money off you. But my mum died just over 2 years ago, and I have seizures. When I wake up from a seizure, I think I'm 32 again, and I start to come out a bit, and I want my mum. Yeah. So I phoned my mum, and I realised she's dead.
Well, I'm originally from Yorkshire.
You're in Yorkshire now, aren't you?
No, yeah. But it's classed as Cleveland now, brothers.
Not Yorkshire now, is it?
Isn't it? Is it? What is it?
It's Cleveland. It's Cleveland.
Yeah, it's still North Yorkshire law on the thing. But yeah, no, I come to Borough 2 years ago because of domestic violence.
Right.
And then I I relapsed on drugs. Yeah. And then obviously I can't blame no one else but myself. Yeah. Like it's no one else's fault but myself. And then I'm just starting to get back up there now, to be honest.
And have you got somewhere to stay?
I have now.
Have you?
Yeah, I only just recently over the past 2 days, but I was sleeping in a tent. Yeah. And then in doorways and stuff.
That must have been tough.
Yeah, well, it was tough, but like I said, it wasn't a choice then. Yeah. Like it wasn't a choice to be on the streets, but the choices that I made ended me up here.
It's got a attitude, didn't it? Go back over here every day if I met.
No.
You did?
So you were a victim of domestic violence?
Yeah.
And you're only young, aren't you?
I'm 31.
You look very young, yeah.
31.
Well, I hope you get it sorted out.
Well, I am. I'm like really trying, and it's like I said, the only person that can get me back up there is myself. Yeah.
Well, that took a bit of a turn there when I was talking to those guys, and they were telling me their story, and something emerged which interested me a little bit when some of the friends come along, and I was chatting to them, and they started talking about how the council gave them money to move away from the area because they were saying there were some MPs coming to look round to look at the homelessness, and they talk about how they all got moved away to show that there wasn't any homelessness in Middlesbrough, but they were saying, you know, there's absolutely loads of it. So I want to get to the bottom of that. It's not my cup of, it's not the sort of thing I do. There's lots of other channels that do that far better. But it does make me angry. So I've swapped numbers with them guys, and I'm going to contact them and maybe come back up here sometime to have a look. And they've said they'll take me around. But what struck me is, as I was talking to Gareth there, a lady just come up with a massive McDonald's for him, 15 quid's worth. And then he was talking about all the kindness of strangers. So there's some really good folk out there, and we've all got to keep doing it. And one thing that gets me is a lot of people say don't give homeless people money because they'll spend it on drugs or alcohol or whatever. And my reaction to that is, well, so be it. Because if I were homeless, then I'd probably do the same. So yeah, it put me on a bit of a downer that hearing their story, and you want to think how you can help them more. So I don't know, maybe putting that on might help. That's not the right time, by the way. So, I am in Albert Park. It looks a nice park. There seems to be a few shouty people around. But I thought I'd have a quick look round. Who's that in that statue there? Let's go and have a look. Is that Brian Clough? It looks like a young Brian Clough. It is. I don't know why this is round him, they've put this. But there he is, the lad. Absolute legend, Brian Clough. Loved him. Such a character. So outspoken. And one of the best managers ever. In the background there we've got another clock tower. They all needed to know what time it was in Middlesbrough. There were no excuses for being late, put it that way. I bet that's why they were there. Sorry I'm late, boss, I overlaid. Don't give me any of that crap, there's how many bloody clock towers all around here. In an old job of mine, we used to see who used to be able to come up with the best excuses for not going into work. Because we had the softest manager. I know it's bad. He was a lovely bloke and everyone just used to take mick. But my favourite was, I can't come in today, there's a spider near my car keys. And yeah, he accepted that. Anyways, here we are. I'm sure there's a lake in this park. I could have sworn I'd seen there were a lake somewhere. We'll go a little bit further. So there is a lake. There's the obligatory seagull woman over there. And we've got all sorts. He's busy. You alright? How you doing? You've got ducks. You've got them birds that are like seagulls but not. Like little seagulls. There's some proper seagulls. And then you've got the pigeons here. Whenever I film birds, I always get comments, oh, shouldn't bloody feed birds. Do you know what I mean? Don't feed birds. I'm not, because I ain't got no bread, but I'll feed birds if I want to. I hate that when people say that. Hiya. Is that a heron?
Yeah, we're going every day.
Do you?
Every day here.
Where do they?
Called Martha.
It's called Martha.
She.
He, she.
She.
You seem to know a lot about her.
The other one who comes as well. I don't know what he's called.
Doggies.
But he's called Martha. I mean, she is.
Oh, bless them, aren't they beautiful?
Gorgeous, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't see no crime.
Yeah.
I do, but not what it's made out. You hear of it, yeah, but it's not that bad.
There's,
Worse places.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad.
it's got such history as well,
Yeah.
hasn't it, with all the industry.
Yeah.
And
Have you been on the border?
I've what, been over the border?
Yeah.
Where to? I did Darlington yesterday,
Yeah.
and I've done here today, and then I'm doing
Yeah.
Sunderland next.
She's on the border. That's over there,
It's not
near
much left of it, though, is it?
the transport bridge.
I've been. I saw the bridge.
Did you see the bridge?
Oh yeah, I've done all that, and the old there was where they built the Sydney Harbour Bridge, didn't they here?
That's right, yeah.
And they built some fantastic bridges, and all that industry and all those really sort of hard-working people, and it's all gone, hasn't it?
Yeah.
And there's a lot. The town, you know, lovely people, but there's a lot of poverty in the
when
town.
we're coming through here, if they speak to us, we'll speak back to them.
Yeah.
I will say, all right. And some of them, like, they look at you just look around and they're like, I'm like, you don't need to run away from me, you need to run away from him.
They're usually most aggressive, aren't they?
Are you on YouTube then?
I'm on YouTube, yeah.
I bet my son see you on YouTube because
I've got my microphone there. Yeah, I'm on quite a lot, and I do these vlogs where I just walk around towns and cities.
The riots?
I don't do that type of stuff. I don't really do political stuff.
No.
But it's talking to you just now, it's obviously quite prominent in people's thoughts. And then I've just spoken to some homeless people, and they were telling me something about that they were on the streets, and there were some MPs that come round, and the council moved them all out of the town, so it didn't look bad for the MPs. Is that true? Do you know?
That's true. Yeah, they also had some in here. They were living in a tent behind the tennis court.
Yeah.
God love them, you know. And you'd see them, you'd go past them, you'd go, "You're all right there," and they were moved as well from here.
They were kicked out of the park.
And that was so it didn't look like there were much homeless.
Yeah, probably.
That's shocking, isn't it? I want to try and
They had a new tent and everything. Poor devils.
I'm going to try and get to the bottom of that, because it's quite a bad story. If it's true.
It is. It's a very bad story. There's a lot of homeless people in Middlesbrough, and so everywhere's got a name, hasn't it? Nowhere's perfect.
I go everywhere,
Nowhere
and
perfect.
you see it. And to be fair, it's a nice place. It's not. You see, when I said I was going to Middlesbrough, a lot of people are like, "Oh God," you know what I mean? But it's nowhere near as bad as what they make out.
It's not. Like the town centre, there's not much left of that.
There's not, no.
No. The shops and the nightlife. I mean, when I was younger, I loved the nightlife.
Yeah.
And now there's not much of a nightlife now.
Yeah. I went in a nice little independent pub though, and I went in the Twisted Lip, was it? I think.
Yeah.
And I went in a cafe and I tried Parma, which is your local.
Oh yes, the farm was over there.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
I'm from Barnsley.
Barnsley.
Yeah.
Barnsley.
Anyway, I think I'll call this vlog a day, and I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you've got any suggestions for me, if there's any ways you think I can make my vlogs better, I'm always interested to hear. And thank you for watching. And I'm out with Helen on Sunday because it's my birthday on Monday, so we're going to go off for a day, and I'll see you in that vlog. Alright, see you there.